Okay, so the class is being recorded. Okay, so again, this is our extra class. It should have happened yesterday, but for reasons beyond my control, I couldn't. That's why we're catching up today, inshallah. Again, like I said before we started the recording, I would like to welcome the people who are joining us from the other classes. Again, this is, in the interest of a nice learning experience where people should be sharing thoughts and ideas, and it should be bi-directional. Bi-directional means that I say something and you react, okay? Provided that it is controlled, that it is disciplined, and it is also civilized. Don't talk other people. If somebody is saying something, just wait until he or she finishes, and then you can be given the opportunity to share your thoughts and ideas too. Okay. So, like I said, we're having two things today. Even if we go beyond the 2 hours that we have, I don't mind, and I'm hopeful that you don't mind either. We'll have the book, the rest of the book, the rest of the theme, and we also will have extra material, things from outside the book, so that we can, the things that we don't normally uh, have time for in the regular class can be dealt with here in the extra class. Let me start with some warm up, and then we make the transition to the parts of the book or the theme that we're supposed to address ourselves to. Okay, so let me share what I have. Okay, so can you see that?
Yes, we see.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I have seen that.
Okay, so I'll give you perhaps 2 to 3 minutes to think about the choices, and I would like you to make the right choice for every and each sentence. This is, it doesn't address one single, idea or one single grammar item. It addresses a lot of grammar items. We're not doing grammar in the traditional way where we have to focus on a grammar item or unit. We're doing it in perhaps a different way, where we can have lots of grammar exercises, and then instead of perhaps giving the grammar item and explaining it, we tap into what you already know, and then we build on the errors, and then we can address the errors and clarify whatever you think is not very clear. So, like I said, I'll give you perhaps 2 to 3 minutes. Work on the exercise. No, it's not in a page. Look at what I am sharing with you. I think I'm sharing a file. Can you see the file?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so this is an exercise that I would like you to do as a warm up, and I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes for that. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. You guys have 3 minutes from now, and when you have finished, please give me a signal. Say something so that I understand that you have finished and we are on our way answering them together. Go ahead, and I'll answer along. You answer, and I'll also think about them. I am done. Who is done like me?
Me.
Me.
I'm done.
Okay.
2 questions.
What?
Still 2 questions.
Okay, no problem. I'll give you 1 more minute.
Teacher, will you record this class?
Yeah, it is already being recorded.
Because I have a quiz tomorrow. I want to study.
Where's tomorrow?
Yes, math.
You mean you want to leave the room and
I attend another
Okay, no
class.
problem. No problem. What's your name?
Abdurrahman.
Abdurrahman what?
Abdurrahman Mabruk.
Okay, Abdurrahman, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Done, Mr. Sam.
I'm not sure I heard you.
Yeah, I'm done, Mr.
You're done. Okay, so obviously everyone is done, right? So
Yes.
what we need to do now is
Yes,
to have answer for. Okay. So let's regulate the process so that we don't overtalk, so that we don't interrupt each other. If you know the answer and if you're willing to participate, let me perhaps do something about this participation kind of thing. Okay. So, okay, whoever is ready, go ahead. Yeah.
Mary,
Okay.
can I start?
Yeah. Okay. Start.
Okay. The first sentence, which is I don't speak. I don't speak any foreign language.
Okay, so I don't speak any foreign language. So it's A, Rehab, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's I'm Riham.
Rehan, okay, Rehan. Thank you, Rehan. Can we have the second one? Can we have somebody do the second one?
Yes.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
I can. He ate his dinner very quickly.
Yeah, he ate his dinner very quick. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Naif al-Salih.
Naif al-Salih.
Doctor, there are students raise their hand because they want to share the.
Okay.
Because thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Somehow, because I'm sharing the problem is that when I share my screen, I don't get to see who is raising their hands and who are not. You will have to come to the mic and ask for permission. Okay, go ahead.
You speak English.
Okay,
very
what's
well.
your name? Yeah, please. Okay, you're allowed only once in an exercise. If you have done one, one item, leave the chance to other people. Okay, unless we ask you to do it. Okay, so we're doing number 3. So you
Can I answer?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You speak English very well.
Okay, you speak English very well. Okay.
Can I fly?
Okay, 5. Go ahead. Or 4.
You speak 4 or 3?
We haven't done 4 yet.
4. Helen wants a bigger car.
Absolutely. Helen wants a bigger car. What's your name?
Faisal al-Badr.
Okay, Faisal, thank you so much. Number 5.
Me?
Can I do 5?
Do you feel better? Do you feel
Today.
better today? No, I feel worse.
I feel worse. Absolutely. What's
Can
your
I
name?
do?
Wait. Listen, I don't. Yani, it's very. It takes time. If I ask people about their names every time they speak, why don't you, before you answer, give me your name? Okay. Why don't you do that?
Nice idea.
So Fatma Ibrahim did number 5, right? Do you feel better today?
Yes.
No, I feel worse. Thank you, Fatma.
Can I answer 6?
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Nof.
Okay.
Ahmed is older than Rome.
I don't see Ahmed around. Where is Ahmed?
No, Athens is older
Yes.
than
Yes.
Rome.
So Athens is older than Rome. Absolutely. Thank you. 7.
Doctor,
Can I answer?
Can we have a gentleman?
Yes.
Can we have a gentleman?
Yeah. Can I
Okay.
answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Ibrahim Shukr.
7. We're doing 7.
Yeah. I can run faster than him.
No, okay, obviously the
So
focus
that
is on run, not on him. I'm not saying that I am faster. And if it's I and somebody else, and we're measuring who is faster, we're going to say I am faster than him. But here we're focusing on the verb run, right? So can you say it again? So you're going to say what? I can run faster.
I'll do it again.
Yes, go ahead.
I can faster than he can. See.
Excellent. Then he can. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. 8. One of the young ladies. Young ladies. Okay.
yes,
Me, can I?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Tennis isn't so popular than football.
No, you're mixing. I mean, you're giving us obviously everything. No, tennis isn't. What do I need? What are you familiar with this structure as adjective as? I'm not as tall as my father. Jeddah is not as cold as Riyadh, for example. So it's as adjective as or isn't as adjective as. It goes this way. So this room is not as big as the other room, for example. So it's as adjective as. Can you do it again? The same young lady?
Me.
Yeah, the same young lady. I mean the same student, female student. So tennis isn't.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tennis isn't as popular than football.
Yeah, no. I don't know whether you have heard me or not. I am saying the structure is this way. As adjective as. So it's going to be as popular as. Can you say it? Yeah, the same young lady.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it again.
Tennis isn't as popular as football.
Excellent. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Lilian.
Lilian. Thank you, Lilian. You're doing an excellent job. 9. Let's go to 9.
Can I answer, doctor?
Yes, go ahead. Let's have the gentleman and then go to you.
My name is Sulaiman Said.
Oh, Sulaiman, go ahead.
The weather today is the same like yesterday.
Okay, that's interesting. This is also something that you need to memorize. It has nothing, smart about it. It's a cliche that you have to memorize. Whenever we have the same, it's the same as. Okay, the same as. Suleiman, can you say it again? The whole thing, the weather. Yeah.
Okay. The weather today is the same as yesterday.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Sultan.
Okay. 10. Can we do 10?
Can I answer?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
The Europa Hotel is
The Europa Hotel.
the most expensive hotel in the city.
Excellent. Okay. Let me. This is what we call superlative. Superlative has its equivalent in Arabic, what we call أفعل, not أفعل, yes, الأفعال التفضيل. When I say الأجمل, الأكبر, الأصغر, الأسوأ, al-aghla. So how do we do that? This is what it's a relationship that we call one to many. Okay, where is the one here? The one here is the Europa Hotel, one, right? Okay, and the many would be the rest of the hotels in the city. Do you agree? Whenever we have comparisons, we have two types of comparisons. We have one-to-one comparisons, and we have one-to-many comparisons. So what kind of comparison do we have here, يا جماعة؟ المقارنة هنا إيه؟
Hotel.
No, is it one-to-one or one-to-many? I'm asking you.
One-to-many.
Excellent.
One-to-many.
Okay. So whenever you have one-to-many, you go to the adjective. If the adjective is short, you're going to precede the adjective with the, and at the end of the adjective, you're going to put est. Okay. So let me give you an example. When I say, for example, let me give you an example. I'm comparing between my office and all the other offices in the building, and I'm going to say that my office is the smallest office in the building. Okay, why did I say that and then est? Okay, because it's a relationship of one-to-many, and the adjective is the word small, and small is short, right? Can we have other examples? Yes, when I say, when I compare Ahmed to the rest of the class, so obviously it's one-to-many. So what am I going to say? I'm going to say that Ahmed is the smartest student in class. So smartest, why? Because it's a short adjective and the relationship is one-to-many. Okay? Can you give me examples of one-to-many relationship?
St for the adjective.
Yes, if the adjective is short. If it's the words like small, big.
So if this long, what we add?
This is what I'm focused on. I'll take it one at a time. Let's finish with this, and then we go to whatever is longer. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes,
I'm asking for examples now.
Yes, can I give you an example?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Riyadh is the biggest city in Saudi Arabia.
Excellent. Riyadh is the biggest city in Saudi Arabia. So where is the one? The one here is Riyadh, and the many are the rest of Saudi Arabia, the rest of the cities, right? So it's a one-to-many relationship, and the adjective here is big. So big is a short adjective. That's why we're going to use est, right? So Riyadh is the biggest city in Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much. Let's now move to cases where the adjective is long. So again, it's one-to-many, but the adjective is. Let me give you an example, and I'll ask you to give me other examples. Okay? When we talk, for example, about what? When I say that again, this movie is the most interesting movie that I have seen over the past month, for example. So I'm talking about a movie that I have seen recently, and I'm comparing it to the other movies that I have seen over a month. So it's a one-to-many, and the adjective here is interesting, and interesting is a long adjective. In this case, I'm going to use the most or the least. It depends on whether you are in favor of something. In this case, you're going to use the most or the least. Okay. If I said, for example, that this class is the most boring of the other classes, or the least boring of all the other classes, so it's one-to-many. Okay, whenever you have ing or ed in the adjective, that makes it a long adjective. Okay, so somebody was going to give us an example. Go ahead, young lady.
Can I?
Yes, what's your name?
Bayan.
Bayan, go ahead.
Layan is the most beautiful girl in the school.
Yeah, that's a very interesting example. So Bayan or Layan is the most beautiful girl in or student in school. So we're comparing Bayan one to the rest of the school, which is many, and beautiful is obviously a long adjective. That's why we're using the most. Thank you, Layan. Okay, can we do the example now? 10. Somebody was doing 10 for us.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Russell.
Russell, go ahead.
The Europe Hotel is in the city. The Europe Hotel is the most expensive hotel in the city.
Okay, so obviously you're not pronouncing the ha sound. Why is that?
What?
Do you speak French?
No.
No, it's hotel. We pronounce the ha sound. So Europa Hotel, okay? Okay, Russell, thank you so much. So the Europa Hotel is the most, what is that? The most expensive hotel in the city. So we're comparing Europa Hotel, which is one, and the rest of the hotels in the city, which is many. Thank you so much. Can we have 11, everyone?
Can I do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
Me?
the film
Okay,
was
you.
very
You.
bad.
Me, him, or her.
Okay. Can we do that? I mean, if we have a female student, the other student, I mean, the next one would be male and the other way around. Okay. So we ended with a female student and I need a male student. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The film was very bad. I think it is the worst film I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's the worst. Okay. So what is happening here? Where the relationship is a relationship of what? Is it one to one or one to many? I'm asking you, the
One too
gentleman.
many.
One to many, right?
Yeah.
But it's very strange that we didn't say, for example, the adjective here is bad, obviously, and bad is short. But we're not saying the baddest, right? Because this is an irregular adjective, right? So you'll have to memorize it as is. Whenever we're comparing one to many and the adjective is bad, you're going to turn it to worst. Okay, can you say it again?
The
So
film was very bad.
I
I think it
think,
is the worst film I have ever seen.
excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. 12, can we have 12 very quickly? Then, yeah, go ahead, ladies.
Uh, why don't you buy a car? You've got enough of money.
No, we don't say
No,
enough.
no, enough money.
Enough money. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Can I answer?
Yes. No, we need a gentleman.
Yes,
I answer.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is your English good enough to have a conversation?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah,
My name is Mustafa,
excellent.
by the way.
Yeah, Mustafa Bayoumi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mustafa. So is your English good enough to have a conversation? Okay. Or is your English good enough for a conversation? But obviously we don't have this, choice, right? Okay, that's interesting. Very quickly, let's move to another exercise. This one is perhaps yeah, as interesting. I wouldn't say more interesting. It's as interesting. Okay, I'll give you 2 more minutes to do it, and then we can solicit answers. People can come to the mic and give us the answers that we ask for. You guys have 3 minutes from now. I'm done. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
طيب. Perhaps we need to start with this mental activity, which is I'm going to ask you about your overall impression about something, your observation. Do you think that there is something that cuts across these different questions? Do they have a theme? Theme means an idea that the whole exercise revolves around. Do you think that there is something, shared, there is something in common, mushtarak, among and between these different, items? Do you think that the writer is trying to test us on one special idea?
I think an ing or
You're close. What's your name? Yeah, you're close.
My name is Nof.
Nof. Can we have somebody else tell us whether they have something in common? Yeah, Ibrahim.
I think he's trying to test us two times, present simple and present continuous, I think.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to forget about the labels for perhaps a while and focus on the difference between long-term things that we do over and over again, and temporary things that finish. We do them perhaps now, and after a while we'll stop doing them. So when you talk about things that are repeated, when you talk about things that do not finish, that takes time with people, you normally use what we call present simple, which means that you need either S or you don't add nothing to the verb, right? If you're talking about temporary things, short-term things, حاجات بتخلص. يعني now, what is it that I'm doing now? I am explaining something. Is this permanent, دائم, or temporary, مؤقت?
Temporary.
Temporary, because in an hour, perhaps an hour and 20 minutes, I leave you, and this is obviously temporary, right? But when I speak about a language, when I say that I speak English, is this temporary or permanent?
It's permanent.
It's permanent, دائم, right? And unless ممكن أفقد الذاكرة بقى والأمور تتطور معي. Okay? And until and unless I يعني أفقد الذاكرة, I speak English. Do you say I'm speaking English or I speak English?
I speak.
Absolutely. So it's yesterday and today and tomorrow, right? When you talk about where you live, do you change places every day? Is it temporary? You say, I live in Jeddah or I live in Riyadh. Is it permanent or temporary?
Permanent.
Yeah, it takes years. It takes years for people to ever think of moving from one city to another, from one apartment to the other, right? This is actually what we're doing. When we talk about the sun, perhaps shining at a certain time in the day and going down at the sun, this is permanent, right? You never wait for the sun to shine and it fails or frustrates you. It is always, the sun is always on time, right? Shining or going down. So this is permanent. So let's deal with them this way. You need to check the sentence and see whether the action or the activity is permanent, and in this case you're going to use present simple, or temporary. In this case you're going to use am, is, are plus the verb plus the ing. Okay, can we do that? Okay, let's start with the young ladies.
Can I start?
Yeah, please.
I'm Melissa.
Okay, Melissa.
Sometimes we go away at weekends.
Okay, so at weekends, we this is obviously it is, and it's part of the fact that it's something that we do occasionally, but we keep doing it. So this is obviously permanent. This is a habit of ours, right? So when we talk about habits, when we talk about repeated actions, we use present simple. So either with s or without s. And here, of course, we have we, and with we don't use s. So we go away at weekends. Thank you, Melissa, so much. Okay, number 3, the young man.
Can I
Hello.
answer?
Yeah, please.
My name is Faisal Badr.
I'm sorry, Faisal. Yeah, this is for everyone. You don't have to say my name is. Just say Faisal, Melissa, Muhammad, Ali, Farouk, Mohsen. Okay, yalla, go ahead.
It's a nice day today. The sun is shining.
Is this temporary or permanent, ya Faisal?
It's permanent.
No,
The sun always shines.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you don't have the sun. We're not talking about. We're talking about whether the weather is nice or not. Sometimes the sun is there, but the weather is not good. Well, right?
Yes.
So it's when I say it's a nice day today. So I'm talking about an exceptional day, right? If we talk about the rule al-Qaeda, in this case, I'm going to use present simple. If I'm talking about the exception, in this case, I'm going to use present progressive, which means verb to be plus ing. Yalla, Faisal, go ahead. It's a nice day today.
It's a nice day today. The sun is shining.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. 4 ladies.
Hi.
Yes, go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Naf. Hello, Kate. Where do you go?
I mean, read the scenario. You have a scenario. The scenario says that you meet Kate in the street.
Okay. Hello, Kate. Where are you going?
Yeah. See. So this is temporary, right? She's not going to spend the rest of her life, obviously walking in the street or going. So this is temporary, and whenever you have a temporary situation, you use verb to be going. So where are you going? رايحة فين؟ ولا بتروحي فين؟ لا هنا it's رايحة فين. Okay. Thank you so much, Noof. 5.
Can
you answer?
Yeah, can we have the gentleman? One of the gentlemen over there. Yes. Yeah.
Rahim.
Okay.
Rahim.
Okay.
How often do you go on holiday?
Okay. So this is somebody checking, other people's, habits. And one of those habits would be when they go on holiday. This is obviously permanent. That's why this is a habit. And that would mean that we're going to use do you go. Sometimes you have signal words that can tell you, that can take you there. When you have words like sometimes, when you have words that have the word often in them, always, But if you don't have them, you need to read the sentence and decide for yourself. Okay, thank you so much. Number
Can I
6.
answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Emily is a writer. She writes books for children.
Yes. Oh, she writes books for children. What's your name?
Amal Malki.
Amal, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Amal, excellent. Okay, we're talking about Emily, who is a writer. Okay, and obviously, if you're a writer, you write. You have a specific type of writing that you do. So it's yesterday and today and tomorrow, right? So it's permanent that she writes for children. So that's why we're using writes, not she is writing. Excellent, yeah, Emily. Amal. So Emily is a writer. She writes books for children. Okay, 777.
Doctor, can I?
Can you answer?
Unless we have a gentleman. So okay, good answer. Okay, one of the ladies. Okay, Lilian or Lian.
Okay.
Okay.
I am never read the newspaper.
Leave type.
I never read the newspaper.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so we're talking about the newspapers, and we're talking about a permanent thing. Okay, permanent things are not always about things that you do. Sometimes you don't do things which is as permanent. Like here, for example, we have somebody who never reads newspapers. This is also yesterday and today and tomorrow. If I talk about myself and smoking, for example, okay, so I either smoke, which is permanent, or I don't smoke, right? I can say I never smoke, right? So it's yesterday and today and tomorrow. Together with the fact that I have never seen, I'm never reading, I'm never. Have you ever seen verb to be and never coming together? No, they don't come together. No, man. But this is also another way of discovering, knowing where the answer is. 8, let's move to 8.
Can you answer?
Can I do it?
Can I answer?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Where are Mitchell and Jane? They're watching TV in the living room.
Okay, interesting. So when you ask the question, where are people? So obviously we're talking about something happening right now. Okay, so you're checking what they are doing, where they are hiding, and that's why this is temporary, and that's why you're using they are watching TV in the living room. Thank you so much. 9, can we have one of the gentlemen? I don't know whether they have left the room or something. They have been hiding. Yes, okay.
Helen is in her office. She's talking to somebody.
Yeah, now she is in her office now. This is short-lived and this is not permanent. That's why we're using present progressive or continuous. She's talking to somebody. Okay, 10, 10, 10.
Can I do it?
Can we have one of the young ladies because it's remember? Okay.
What time do you usually have dinner?
Okay, so we're talking about the time that you normally have dinner. We're talking about permanent thing. I mean, he or she has dinner at the same time, perhaps every day. That's why we're having the word usually. It can help us a great deal. So what time do you usually have dinner? Thank you so much. 11? Men, yes. Can we have somebody who has... Can we have... Okay, what's your name again?
Naif al-Maafa.
Naif. Go ahead, Naif.
John isn't at home at the moment. He's visiting some friend.
Okay, at the moment means now. And if we're talking about something happening now, so it's short-lived, it is not permanent. That's why we're using present progressive or continuous. Thank you, Naif. 11.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Can I?
Would you like some tea? No, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't drink tea.
Okay. Would you like some tea? No, thank you. I don't drink tea. This is something about me. that I'm not going to change. It's yesterday and today and tomorrow, right? Is that clear?
It's permanent.
Yeah. Ah, yes, very good. Thank you so much. Let's now go to the book. We're doing the reading part. Can you see? Can you see the book?
Not moving yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Perhaps I need to.
Doctor, can we pray?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Okay, let me. I think you can see the book now, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. So what is it that I want you to do? As you can see, we're doing the reading part, right? So, okay, let's go to exercise vocabulary for reading. Vocabulary for reading means that we are going to study a number of vocab items that would help us when we do some reading. So what are those vocab items that we would like you to perhaps identify? You have parts of them and we need you to find the rest of the word. So all the words below are connected with festival. We've been talking about festivals for quite some time now. And I'm sure that you have picked up enough festival relevant vocab that we will use in the readings ahead. Okay, so I would like you to find the rest of the word to complete the words. We have parts of these words, and they are, like I said, festival relevant, and I would like you to try to figure out the rest of the word. So the first one is done for us. So the first one is festival. I'll give you perhaps a minute to think about them, and then we do them. No, okay, wait. Okay, you have a minute from now, and then we can always do them. Think about them. Okay, let's do them because they are easy, obviously. So the first word is festival. How about the second one?
Attendance.
Yeah, it can be attend. Attend. If it's a verb, it's attend. To attend means that there is you're attending the class right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to attend is to come to something, to an event or to a class. Okay. Right. Number 3.
Celebrate.
Celebrate. How do you spell that? Celebrate and celebration. Celebrate is to do something that would show others that you're happy about something. So what is it that people are normally happy about? Perhaps getting married, perhaps succeeding, perhaps having your graduating, having a baby, and all these kinds of things. So this would be celebrate if it's a verb, and celebration if it's a noun. And then 4. Ceremony. Okay, so how do you spell that?
CER
CMONEY.
So I will CEREMONY, right? So can you give me a synonym? Synonym, a word that has the same meaning. Ceremony. Can you give me a synonym for ceremony?
Maybe
celebration.
No. Remember when I said the word party, but I said party? No, it's simply a party that you give, but the word party is less formal. It's not as formal as ceremony. right? Ceremony has religious overtones كده إحساس ديني كده إحساس رسمي. That's why we use it with weddings. We say wedding ceremonies. We say graduation ceremonies, right? Okay, let's move to 5 very quickly.
Ritual.
Ritual, and of course you know what rituals are, right? So how do you spell rituals or ritual?
RITUAL.
Excellent, thank you so much. Okay, let's move to number 6.
Origin.
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 Origin. How do you spell origin?
ORIGIN.
Excellent, thank you so much. Okay, let's move to 7.
Traditional.
Tradition. How do you spell tradition? Traditional tradition.
ADITION.
Okay, thank you so much. 8.
Relative.
Relative or relatives. How do you spell that?
RELATIVE.
Absolutely, thank you so much, young lady.
Number 9. Culture.
Culture. How do you spell culture?
Culture.
CULTURE.
Okay, thank you so much. Nice, very good. Okay, so obviously, what do they have in common? What do they share? They share the fact that they are all on and about festivals, right? Okay. So these are some festivals. I mean, if you look at the pictures that we have, can you recognize? Remember, recognition means that you say, I know this place, right? So can you recognize any of the photos or pictures? I mean, the places, obviously, or the occasions that we have in the different pictures that the pictures capture. Yeah. How about the first one?
London.
Yeah, this is London. So have you ever been to London?
No.
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have. Okay, what's your name?
Yes. Naif Asala.
Naif. Okay, so was it a nice experience, Naif? Did you like it?
Yes, I like it, and I think it's very it's a very nice place you can to visit because I haven't seen many country, but London is different.
That's interesting to know. So what is so interesting about London? You said it's different.
There is many shops and coffee shops and many restaurants, and there is
yeah, that's interesting. There are
yes.
what? You know what I like about Naif is that he is using, when you talk about things that you see in a place, you normally say there is and there are, right? This is what we call existential there. If you're making an inventory of something, hasri, and the things that you have seen, things that you have experienced in a place. So Naif is saying that there are so many interesting things to see in London. He spoke about restaurants. الظاهر كان جعان ولا حاجة. Just kidding, of course. يعني سايب السعودية عشان المطاعم. Yeah, I'm just kidding, of course. This is a landmark. I mean, what we're seeing in front of our eyes is a landmark in London. You know, a landmark. What a landmark is? Landmarks are places that countries are known for. Let me give you an example. When you talk about Egypt, for example, what are the landmarks that we have in Egypt? Whenever I say Egypt,
pyramids.
the pyramids, the Nile, right?
Yes.
What are the landmarks when I speak about Saudi Arabia?
I think they can't.
I think
Mecca.
You can say Makkah.
Mecca, Medina. Okay, go ahead.
The Mamlaka. No.
The Mamlaka Tower. Is it a tower?
Tower
It's
Kingdom.
a tower. Yes. What? Okay. We said Mecca and Medina, of course. Even I mean, it can also apply to our perhaps one day I'll go to Riyadh. I'm from Jeddah, and I'll go to Riyadh, and I'll meet Faisal or any of you, and I ask Faisal, give me a landmark, a place where I can where we can meet. Landmark here, it's a place that is perhaps known in his area where he lives. So landmarks can be as big as cities in a country, and they can also be within the places where you live. Okay, so if I go to Riyadh, where do you live in Riyadh, ya Faisal? Or Naif, for that matter?
I live in Hattin.
Hattin.
Yes.
Are there any landmarks that I can go to and wait for you there in Hattin? I think the Arab Open University is the best place. I think it's in Hattin, right?
Yeah,
right?
It's near to me.
Yeah, so the Arab Open University building would be the landmark in
yeah, it's better. It's good.
Yes.
It's good building.
Yes. Okay. Can we have other people talk about perhaps if I go to Medina? Do we have people from Medina? No. So
yes,
do we have? Are you from Medina?
I'm not from Medina, but
no, you need to be from Medina because I'll go to you. Okay, so you're not from Medina. So do we have people from Jeddah?
I go there a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing the point. What's your name?
Brian.
Oh, yeah, Brian. So do we have people from the MAM?
Yes, me.
Okay, what's your name?
Fatma.
Fatma, where do you live in the MAM?
Dhahran.
Zahran. Can you give me a landmark?
Maybe Isra Tower.
Okay, that's interesting. Very good. Thank you. Anybody else from the MAM?
From Khubar.
Khubar, that's interesting too. What's your name?
Amal.
Amal, can you give me a landmark?
Yeah, we have a big water tank.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. In Jeddah, I think we have lots of landmarks here, right? Okay. Can we have somebody from Jeddah? Hello?
I'm from Jeddah.
What's your name?
I'm Melissa.
Amal? Amal? Melissa. Okay. Where can I meet you in Jeddah, Melissa? Can you give me a landmark?
Water fountain.
The waterfront, which is closed now. Jeddah waterfront. Yeah, I think it's closed, right? For yes.
For now.
Okay, for now, yes. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move somewhere else.
Can we choose another country?
Inshallah, next time. We don't have time, Ibrahim.
Okay.
Okay, so this exercise is about understanding vocabulary in context. Let's talk about what a context is. So it's text, and we have the prefix con. So con in Latin means surrounding. Con means the environment around something. So you have a text. You know what a text is. Whatever is written, whatever is on a page is called a text. Whether it is the text message that you write to somebody using SMS or any other anything for that matter, or the book that you use. So the book that we're using is called a text, right? So what is the context? It's whatever surrounds the text. And what surrounds the text? If you have perhaps a sentence and you don't understand the sentence, you need to look around the sentence. Whatever comes before the sentence and whatever comes after. This is called context. The context can also include photos and pictures. Okay, sometimes when you have a text and you also have pictures above or around the text. Why do we have them? Because they provide the context that we need so that we can understand something. So on the level of texts, it's always useful to make use of the context. In Arabic, we call it siyaq. Okay, let me give you an example. Sometimes you have words that have different meanings, and you want to know. You come to me, for example, and say, Dr. Samah, what do we exactly mean by the word get? I'm like, I don't know. Give me a context, which means put it in a sentence so that I know what it means, because it has different meanings. So the context can help you determine the meaning of a word or of a sentence. Otherwise, it's going to be ambivalent and unclear because it can have so many meanings, right? You can, I mean, I don't know whether this is a possibility or not. People can go to perhaps the dictionary and they try to memorize words from it. Would that be good enough? No. Whenever people study a language, they need to study a language in a context. What comes before and what comes after. So what happens if you don't understand from what comes before? You go to what comes after. What happens if you don't understand what comes before and what comes after? You go to the whole paragraph and read it. What happens if you fail to understand after reading? You go to the whole text. Are you getting the idea?
Yeah.
So this is what we mean by context. Okay, so let me give you an example. So if you visit England in November, obviously, if you talk about England without a context, I mean, obviously, the sky is the limit in terms of the possibilities that England can open. You wouldn't understand a lot, right? When I say November, obviously, okay. When I talk about a festival, but I don't specify when or where, obviously, it would be so big, right? So the context would limit our expectations. Otherwise, our expectations would be big and we will not be able to kind of understand something, because it's not lack of understanding that we have now, it's understanding perhaps more than is needed, and that would take time and that would be sometimes negative. So this is what we mean by context. Okay. So what is it that we're going to do now? We're going to read the text and see what it means. Okay, I don't know whether I can make it any bigger. Can you see that? I think you also have the book, right?
It's clear for me.
Fine.
Yeah, it's good, good.
So what is it that we're going to do? We're going to read it. And I'd like you to engage with the text. Engaging with the text would be you don't just read it. Obviously, texts are more. There is more to text than just reading and superficially understanding things. I would like you to read the lines and also to read between the lines. Okay, there are messages that are embedded in the text that need you to think so that you can come up with the big, what we call the big picture, okay? Always look for a theme or a main idea in a text, okay? So texts run around one big or one main idea. And let me also tell you about what a text is according to some people. They sometimes say that reading a text is exactly like playing a game. So what kind of game is it? It's they call it a guessing game. You know, guessing, when people guess, right? So when you read a text, you're guessing because you don't know the meaning of every single word. This is one. And also your eyes do not read every single word, whether you like it or not. So they call it a psychological guessing game. Reading is a psychological guessing game. So all what we do all the time is we guess the meaning of the text. Okay? So you don't read, and I don't know whether we realize that or not, we don't read every single word on the page. We don't. Okay? We have keywords that when our eyes see them, we come up with a conclusion. We say, yeah, it's about this and that. So there is obviously nothing wrong with not understanding a whole text. It's okay. Over time, your guessing abilities are going to be better. So today you don't guess very well. Tomorrow, because you read a lot, you're sharpening your guessing senses, and the next thing you know is that you're doing fine with texts. Okay, you need to always ask yourself, what kind of text am I reading? Is it a creative text? Creative means that it's part of a story, it's part of a novel, it's part of a poem, you know, قصيدة, مسرحية. This is called creative, إبداعي. Or an information text, a text that gives me information. There is nothing creative about it because it gives me facts. You need to also ask yourself this question. Okay? So now what? We're going to read the text and we're going to try to understand it. We're going to try to guess the meaning. If sometimes we don't understand something, we go to whatever comes before and whatever comes after. And that would be it. I'll give you perhaps 4 minutes to read the text, and then we come back and talk about it. Yalla, go ahead. Excuse me.
Doctor, can I be excused? I want
Yeah.
to study for the math quiz tomorrow.
Okay, what's your name?
Faisal.
Faisal Mubarak?
Al-Badr.
Different from Mubarak, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, Faisal, no problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my boy.
Sorry, what we do now?
We're reading the text. Okay, are we done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so is it creative writing that we're having, or is it informational?
I think it's an information.
Information.
It is information.
It is an informational text.
Yeah.
There is nothing creative about it because it gives us facts, right? It gives us, I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to talk about it. So it gives us facts about an event in history, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, what's the main idea? Remember, we said that whenever we have a text, we look for the main idea. Remember that we said that a text is more or less like a puzzle, right? And what do you do with a puzzle, everyone?
Try to solve it.
Yeah, you try to solve it, right? Remember, we said that it's also a psychological guessing game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's, piece together the clues of the puzzle and come up with the big picture. Okay. I'll tell you what I wrote myself because I was reading, and you tell me whether you agree or not. I said, one event, many celebrations. Do you think that would kind of sum up the whole idea? One event, many celebrations.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah.
Okay. So you tell me about the event, and then we talk about the celebrations. So who would like to come to the mic and share thoughts with us about the text?
Can you repeat?
I said this is what I understood. This is what I came out from the text. That the text is. I'm summing up the whole idea by saying that there is one event and there are many celebrations. One event and many celebrations. And I'm asking you whether you agree with me or not. And
I think two celebration.
yeah, that's why I'm saying many celebrations.
Yeah, but
I'm
what
saying
event?
one. So one event, there is one event في حدث واحد, and there are many celebrations on or about or based on this event, right? Or marking this event. Okay, let's talk about the event. What's the event?
Firework and bonfire.
No, this is not the event. These are the celebrations. What is the event?
Firework.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes. So obviously, Guy Fawkes is a person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Guy Fawkes Night. Guy Fawkes Night is obviously the event, the traditional event that they are marking or celebrating, right? What happened? I'm asking you, what happened on that night?
He tried to destroy the House of Parliament.
The Houses of Parliament in London. Obviously, there are, remember, it's not only one house, they have two Houses of Parliament.
Yeah.
Okay, so Guy Fawkes, obviously, it's not only Guy Fawkes, perhaps he has other people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to destroy the House of Parliament in London. Okay, did he succeed in doing that?
No.
No.
He
Not
failed.
successful.
No.
Isn't that ironic? يعني يدعو للسخرية that they are, they are saying that we are celebrating his failure, right?
Yeah,
So
they
obviously,
celebrated failure.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't celebrate failure, but in this case, they are celebrating it because if he succeeded in destroying the Houses of Parliament, lots of bad consequences and results would have happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we spoke about the event. When did this happen?
On the 5th of November.
When specific? Give me a year.
In 67.
1607. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay. And they are marking the event ever since. They have been marking it ever since. Okay, good. Okay, so we said this is the event, one event, and many celebrations. Okay, let me ask you this question. Do we have featured in this text, do we have the many celebrations that I'm talking about? Do we have?
Celebration?
Yeah. How many? How many?
Two.
Two. Do you think there are two? Because I can only see one.
Yeah, it's one.
Because
Yeah, it's just
firework
one.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Why did I say that there are many celebrations? Because he's saying one of the best celebrations, right? So there are celebrations that we don't know about because they are not in the text, and he's giving us one celebration, right? Yeah. I checked. I went to the third paragraph, and I said perhaps he's giving us another celebration. And I found out that he is kind of completing the idea. It's the same celebration, but he's giving us other details about it. Do you agree with this reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right. So let's talk about this one big celebrations that we have in the text. So where do they do this celebration? Where does it take place?
In Lewis, in the south
Yeah.
of England.
Excellent. It's in Lewis, which happens to be in the south of England. Okay, so let's talk about the visitors and the guests. How many?
70,000.
70,000.
70,000 visitors.
Okay. Yes. And let's talk about what they do.
There are 5 bonfire
Societies in the town.
Yes.
Societies means that they have, volunteer individuals that they make a group. Societies are groups. They have 5 groups of people. I mean, every year they perhaps meet and they have their own. A part of the celebrations would be to have bonfire. You know what bonfire? When you have a big fire and people move around it in a certain way. So there are 5 bonfire societies in the town. They do what?
Try to figure out of guy.
No, before the 5 societies do what? They compete to put on the best display, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what does each society do? Each society has its own traditional costume. Costumes.
Yeah.
Costume are clothes, traditional clothes that people wear. For weeks before the event, each society makes a figure of Guy Fawkes or another unpopular person. They make a figure of him. They make perhaps posters of the guy, effigies. When you have, sometimes you have that. They make, I don't know what they call them. Sometimes you have figures of people, whether you like them or hate them, and these are not real human beings. They make them of perhaps cloth, and they sometimes beat them in the streets, if they hate them, of course. And sometimes they put bad stuff on their faces. So the five societies compete, and they make one of the things that they do. They make a figure of Guy Fawkes. I think we have an example. Can you see that picture number 3?
Yes.
This is what I mean. Can you see? This is made
Yeah.
of cloth, obviously.
Mujassam.
Yes. Okay. they decorate carts with the figures and other items. Okay, so how about the last paragraph? What is it about? So
They dress up.
obviously, did you notice that this is all preparation? We're not there yet. We are not on the day yet, right? Now
Yes, right.
we came to the day, and let's see what people do on the day. What do they do on the day of the event? Yeah, I'm asking you. Go ahead.
They dress up like guy.
Yeah, that's interesting. What do they do in the evening?
They eat burgers.
Yeah.
They
Can
carry
I
the
answer?
flag.
Where is that? Where did you find that? Are you hungry or something? دي آخر حاجة. What's your name? Who's that? Okay. Yeah, they eat. Yeah. Okay. Sausages
They
and
carry
Many of
flag.
people
There's
take
a big
part,
bird
doctor.
all the time.
People carry
They
flags.
take part.
yeah, they okay. So people in the town take part. This is one thing. They dress up like guy folks, like one of the young ladies said. And in the evening, there is a big parade. I would like you to have this habit here now. Whenever we're talking about listing of things, I would like you to add numbers. You say number one. You write the word one, and then when you have two, you write two, three, so that when you talk about something, you know that it's one, two, three. Can we do that? Do you have your books handy? Do you have them? No, you don't have them, of course, because
Yes, we have.
they are soft copies, right? Let me see if I can show you what I mean. So one on the day of the okay. So this is number one, right? And they dress up like Guy Fawkes and other historical figures. Okay, and in the evening, the number one in the evening would be the fact that there is a big parade through the town.
They carry flags.
Yeah, and number two is that they carry flags in all the colors of the rainbow. And then, which is number three, the five separate bonfires are lit. After the bonfires, there are fire displays, and finally, people have something to eat, right? And then you ask, and then even when you say something to eat and you have a list of the things that they eat, you say sausages, number one, right? Burgers is number two. When I ask you, say, yeah, they eat two things, right? So this is one way of organizing your thoughts. Okay. So do you have any issues with this passage now that we have analyzed it?
I have one issue with the meaning.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
The last part.
I mean, I would like you to reassure me that the meaning of some words did not stop you from understanding the text. Did it stop you
I
completely?
understand the full idea.
Okay, that's interesting.
But there is
That's
one part.
okay. We'll talk about the meaning now. Okay, so what is it that? Let's talk about the words that you have challenges with. What's your name?
Naif al
Naif.
Naif al
Okay, go ahead, Naif.
In the last part, the third part.
Yes.
It says here there is a big that word.
Big
parade through
parade.
the town.
Yeah, parades. So, okay, yeah, let's work the meaning out. Okay, So it's easy for me to give you the meaning, and that would be it. No, I would like you to try to figure out the meaning from. Remember, Naif. Remember what when we spoke about context, siyaq.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to read the sentence that is before and the sentence that is after?
ما قلت لك.
Can we do that? Like there is in the evening there is a big parade through the town. Okay, not clear yet, right?
Yeah.
People, يعني, in this parade, whatever this parade is, people carry flags in all the colors of the rainbow. Are we? Try to guess. What do you think? If we talk about a festival and it's night and people carrying flags, what do people do?
What did I understand from that? It's
Yes.
group of people are walking through the city.
Yeah, excellent. They walk through the
Like
city.
with the cars or something.
Yeah, it can be cars, and it can also be walking. And it's walking that we mean here. I don't know what they call it in Arabic. Parade would mean موكب، يعملوا مواكب ويمشوا يعملوا مواكب ويمشوا في الشوارع. يعني different colors, dressed in a certain way, looking at people, waving at them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Any other words that you guys have? I think you have a problem with the word burgers. Do you know what burgers are? Okay. So
Who doesn't know?
you're missing the joke. That's okay.
Who doesn't know?
Yeah, okay. So any other words that you would like me to help with before we leave this part? No. Good. So you know what to look for if we talk about special events, right? So reading texts is also about expectations. You have expectations because I mean it's a mental activity that we're engaged in. When I talk about an event, or when I talk about the celebration or the marking of an event, mentally كده without يعني much thinking, I ask about what the event is, when the event is, where the event takes place, who the people, who are the people that are involved, and what do the celebrations mark or celebrate, right? So if I have a text like this, I can always, that would help me a great deal, by the way. Again, I don't have to read every single word on the page. I don't have to understand every single word on the page, because I know the rhetorical patterns that get repeated if I talk about events. Okay, this is actually what we're going to do with the second event. Okay, this is another event, the palio. Excuse my, I don't know where this from. This is Italian, and I don't speak Italian. So it's the palio in Siena. Siena is obviously a place. Okay, so what do you expect? So we're going to talk about the palio, and obviously, and if I tell you that the palio is an event, so what are you going to look for? What do you expect from the text without reading yet? I'm asking you, Gama.
How many visitors for that event?
Yeah, if it's an event, so it has people
the
who...
ideas.
What? So somebody spoke about the visitors.
I'm feeling an old.
Perhaps you ask about the place. Yeah, you ask about the preparation for the event, and then what happens on the day or days of the event itself, and also the celebrations mark what happened on this day or days in history, the origin or the origins of the event itself. Are you getting my idea? Hello.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Have you ever heard of this event, the Palio? Have you ever been to Italy? I'm asking.
No, I haven't here and I don't go. I didn't go.
You didn't go to Italy yet?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's the Palio. So when I say the Palio, does it ring any bells at the back of your minds? Have you ever read about it? Have you ever heard of it?
None.
Okay, no problem at all. Okay, and I'm telling you that it is a festival, and I'm telling you that it is in Italy. Okay, so the questions that you're going to mentally ask yourself would be about where specifically in Italy, right? When does it happen, right? What is it that people do on the days of the event, right? Are you getting the idea?
Yes.
These are things that you prepare mentally before you go to the, so that when you go to the text you find it very easy. It opens its arms for you. You don't find it difficult even if you meet difficult words. Okay? But I did it for you this time. I gave you lots of of pieces of information about the text. Let's read the text and see what it is all about. Can we do that? Can we?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Yes,
see. It's a little bit long. Not really, because it's okay. Sorry. You guys have 3 minutes from now. If you have the book, please open it because I cannot make it any bigger. Okay, I'll give you 4 minutes for that. Yalla, go ahead.
finished, Doctor.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. So, did the background, ideas that I provided help you? Did they help you locate the information instead of like thinking about a lot of things? So, I think it's worth it before people read something, they come up with expectations. And the text can help us if we know that it is about an event, we know what we are looking for. If we know that it is about a human being, remember those who attended with me in the writing center, we have done Bill Gates, for example. And if I say that the text is about Bill Gates, so you come up with expectations. You know, of course, who Bill Gates is, and you look for, things in his life, his achievements. Okay. Another text was about Twitter, and we did it. And of course, when I saw when I hear that it's about Twitter, lots of ideas come to mind. So you need to kind of activate your background knowledge. You were not born yesterday, Ramah. You have lots of ideas. Okay, so you need to make use of them while reading. You're not tabula rasa, like I always say. Tabula rasa means that blank sheets of paper. You're not. You have lots of information that you need to take advantage of while reading and also while writing. Okay, so how much do you know about the paleo now? I think you now have lots of ideas.
It's in the center of Italy.
Okay, so it is in a place called Siena. And Siena obviously is a city in Italy, right? Okay.
It's it's known as a horse race.
So you mean this is one of the features, and this is one of the things that they do during the festival or during the event?
Yes,
Okay.
event.
Yeah, this is the only thing that they do, or they do other things?
They do other things, I think, in the last part.
Yes. Do you still remember what they do? It's
I
okay.
need,
It's
I
okay.
need to go back to PDF.
No problem at all. You're doing an excellent job. What's your name?
Nadia.
Nadia. Nadia what?
Gumi.
Okay, Nadia. Thank you, Nadia, for everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we have somebody else? So where are we?
Can I participate? Can I participate?
Yeah. Let me just say that. So we are. The event is obviously the Palio, which is in Siena. And you said that Siena is. Okay, go ahead.
Flags fly from horses and shops.
This is what they do on the day of the event, right?
Yes, before the day of the event.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So it's let's organize our thoughts this way, or along these lines: before, during, and after. How about that? Whenever we talk about an event and the marking and the celebration of an event, we talk about what happens before, in the build up to the event, and then what happens on the day or days of the event, and perhaps what happens after that. And I'm not sure that things happen after, but let's organize our thoughts along these lines. So Riham or Rehab, tell us what happens before the event. Or Riham, it's okay. Yalla, go ahead, ya Riham.
Before the event, they flags from the horses and shops. The flags is belong for like 17 corners in the area of the city.
Contradas, right?
Yeah, contradas. Young men also they take a place in each race.
Okay, interesting. Are you sure you're talking about things before the event or during the event, yeah, Rihab?
No, before the event.
So what is it that they are going to do during the event بقى؟ ده انت خلصتي كل حاجة.
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, this is for the 3 days before the event in the paragraph.
Okay, that's okay. Can we talk about things that people do on the days of the event? And obviously, it's more than one day, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, go ahead.
So the first, okay.
Yeah.
So the first day of the event, I think the young men are wearing a colorful clothes with women.
Okay. Are you talking about things that, I mean, we're talking about things that happen every year. Remember Rehab or Rehan for that matter, remember when we said that we talk about repeated action, we don't use progressive, we don't use verb to be ing. Okay, so you say they wear, they do this, they do that. Okay, so can you say it again?
Okay, they wore a colorful costumes.
Nice.
Men and women.
Nice. Anything else?
I need just to go back to the text.
Okay, Rehan, thank you so much. Can we have somebody else?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, Ibrahim.
Yeah. I like this part in the third paragraph.
Okay.
Fourth paragraph, sorry. They walk around the streets looking like actors from a Shakespeare play.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think when I see them, I would love a lot. I would love a lot when I see them.
Okay. That's it?
Just look like nice, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and they start racing at 7 p.m. and I don't know how they do that, but it's take just 90 seconds. I don't know how is it. Yeah, 3 times. That's mean every time will take 30 seconds. They are very fast, very, very fast.
I mean, it's a competition.
That let you.
Yeah, interesting.
Huh?
I mean, I said it's a competition, and with competitions, things happen, right? Okay, can we have somebody else?
It says here, then in the afternoon, they barred, I think the same word we talked about before, in the Pizza del Combo.
Yeah, they parade in the Piazza del Campo. Yes. Yeah, that's interesting. Any other things that you would like to talk about? Of course, they eat. Right? Okay. So that was interesting. Do you have challenges with any of these words? Would you like me to help you with any of these words?
Drumming, doctor. The last word in fourth paragraph. Drumming.
I don't see that. The word.
Fourth paragraph. The last word. Drumming.
Drumming is when you have a drum and you play with it. You don't know what a drum is?
طبول.
No.
Bum 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 bum. You know that? This is drumming.
Yeah. Now I got it. Now I got it.
Okay, good. Okay, let's move somewhere
Thank
else. You're welcome. Where we have a number of words also taken perhaps from the text.
Sorry, Doctor, can I ask?
Can you what?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you for the meaning of word Middle Ages?
Yeah, that's interesting. Middle Ages, you know, I mean, they divide, I mean, this is historians, of course. Those who write history books, they divide, I mean, history into stages, into periods. And the Middle Ages happen to be one of them. So you have ancient times. Ancient times are the times of perhaps the ancient Egyptians, ancient Greeks, and ancient, ancient Chinese. And then you have the Middle Ages, we call them al-Usur al-Wusta, where you have, the Romans, where you have the Islamic Empire, Khulafa al-Rashidin, but this is called the Middle Ages or a little earlier. And then you have the modern times. And modern times are the times starting with perhaps the 14th century and then the contemporary time. Contemporary means mu'asir, the period that we live in. Okay, is that clear?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Any other words that you would like me to help you with? Okay. What perhaps we didn't talk about in the text was the event itself. What is it that these people are marking or celebrating? So obviously they are marking the Black Death of 1348. Black Death, it's death. I mean, normally when obviously death doesn't have a color, but sometimes when you have hundreds and perhaps thousands of people dying in the same week or in the same month, so it's not a usual kind of death. That's why we refer to it as Black Death. And this happens if you have a pandemic like the one we're having, if you have, what do they call it? If you have a plague, you know what a plague is? Plague is طاعون بيسموه مرض الطاعون. Okay? So the Black Death of 1348. So this is what they are marking. They are marking the Black Death of 1348, which obviously killed thousands of people. And we're talking about what happened in the city, the fact that thousands of people got killed due to this Black Death kind of thing, and the fact that the city never recovered, never came back to its usual times when it was full of life and everything. Okay, so it never recovered. Okay, any? Let's move on. Yes. Yes, go ahead. I can't hear you. If you're saying something, I cannot hear you. Okay.
My
yes.
internet is very bad right now.
Yours or mine?
Take me out and come back. Sorry, okay?
It's okay, no problem. Okay, so what we have here, this is a skill check. Finding information quickly using capital letters. I mean, capital letters can help you identify and get or find the information that you want. Of course, in a text, whenever you have a text, you know that capital letters mean that you're in for nouns, names of people, names of cities, nationalities, right? If you see the word Siena, for example, and you don't know what Siena means because it's obviously Italian, but it is capitalized, you can make the conclusion that this may be a city, this may be the name of someone or something. Of course, when I say Shakespeare, this is a noun, a proper noun, July, and so on. Okay, this is also interesting. The whole idea would be is how to guess and predict content. Content is messages and ideas that you get in a text. How can you do that? We're trying to help you to make educated guesses about what you're reading. We understand that no one knows the meaning of every single word. We're not walking dictionaries. So in order to overcome the idea that we don't know all the meanings, we need to develop this sense of predicting and this sense of guessing in us. And we're giving you ways as how you can make informed and educated guesses about what you're reading. One such way would be to make use of the preposition. The preposition can tell you what comes after it. When I say that, our house is built on. So without telling you, you haven't seen hell or river or coast yet. You can almost tell that what comes after on in this example would be a place, right? So knowing that it is a place in and of itself, a conclusion that a correct conclusion that you came out with. Okay, so again, prepositions can help you guess the meaning of what comes after it. When I say the house was built in, okay, so you can almost tell that in is followed perhaps by a date or a period of time or history. When I say that Saudi Arabia is situated in, you expect that after N we will have a continent in Asia, for example. When I say that Jeddah is situated in, so you expect me to tell you that it is situated in a particular part of Saudi Arabia. When I say that Jeddah is situated in perhaps the western part of Saudi Arabia, right? Known for, you expect to, when I say, for example, that Saudi Arabia is known for Al-Janadariya festival, is known for Mecca and Medina, is known for
Al-Hajj season.
Al-Hajj season, like what's your name? Like,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so you're getting the idea. The preposition can tell you a great deal about the meaning of what comes after. You can almost expect what is going to happen after it. Okay, and then we move on to extra information and how to recognize them. Why I would recognize extra information? Because I need to know what is essential in a sentence and what is not. Sometimes you have information that wouldn't add much. You have already, before the extra information, got the idea. But it would be a good practice if you know what is essential and what is not on the page. It can help you sometimes skipping things. I'll give you an example. Of course, we have taken this text on Siena, and we don't know what Siena is or stands for and what it stands for, right? Okay. When I say Siena is a city of around 56,000 people, and I don't know what Siena is in the first place. So if you, which is more important, to know that Siena is a city or to know that Siena is a city of around 56,000 people?
Is a city.
Yeah, I wanted to know whether it is a name of a person, a name of a country, a name of a city. And I got it when he told me that Siena is a city, right? So when he tells me of a city of around 56,000 people, so obviously of around 56,000 people, this is extra information, right? Okay. Let me give you another.
Small or bigger city.
Yeah, it can help me, but at least I now know that it is a city, which is obviously more important than how many people live there. And in terms of priorities, if we have if we have awlawiyat, which priority is number one? To know that Siena is a city or to know about the number of people who live there? Which comes first? Yeah, let me ask you this question. Which comes first, knowing that it is a city or knowing about the population?
No, that's city.
Yes. Yeah, let's move to the second one.
A city.
They decorate the cards with figures. Which is more important, to know that they decorate the cards or to know that they decorate the cards with figures?
The cards.
They decorate.
That they decorate something, right? And then how they decorated that, perhaps that would be the subject of another day. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's go here and see and look for extra information. Okay, let's do number B. I'm trying to spot the extra information. So Venice was once an important center for trade. Okay, so you have, where is the important information and what is the extra information? The important information is that, okay, go ahead.
Once an important, it's the extra information.
No, the Venice was an important center. And whether it was a center for trade or any other business, that would be extra information, right? So the important thing here is that it was a center, right? Let's move to C. So every year in September, there are boat races in the city.
Can I do it?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Every year in September is the subject, which is the
forget about subject. I need you to distinguish between important information and extra information.
Okay. Okay. Every year is the important information in September.
لا. Forget about every year and forget about in September. Just let's focus in there are both races in the city.
I think
so. I'll give you choices. Rihan. There are both races, and there are both races in the city. Which is more important? Having both races or having them in the city? So obviously, having them, you have them, and then we talk about where those races take place, right? So obviously, both races is important information, and then in the city would be extra information. Okay. So people fly flags from their houses.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead. What's your name?
Lilian.
Lilian.
Fly flags, the important one.
So fly flags is important. From where they fly those flags, this is another issue, right? So people fly flags. They fly something, right? From where that can come later, right? Okay, thank you. E. Can we have? Yes, go ahead.
Could I? Okay. The important information is parade along.
No. There is a parade, and then along the Grand Canal. So the important information is that they have a parade. There is a parade. Where it goes, this is perhaps another issue. Along the Grand Canal, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you. Can we have F? Can we have somebody doing F? Yes, go ahead.
The first race is for children from different area of the city.
Areas of the city.
The information is the first race of the children There is
the first race is for children.
Yeah.
From different areas of the city, that would be extra information.
Yes.
Right? Okay, G.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Then there are races for men and women from the areas. From the areas is the extra information.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. H.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can do it.
After the race, there are big dinner in each of the areas. I think the dinner.
There are big dinners. This is the important piece of information. Where they do them, that's another story, right? Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay, right. I think we'll. Yes, go ahead.
Can I? No, I'm not asking to do it. Something. So
let me finish what Ibrahim what I wanted to say, and then I'll give you the mic. Okay, so we're going to stop on this note and with this item. What I want you to do, because I'm not revisiting this part again, I would like you to apply the same strategies that we have done together on this text. It's called bull racing in Bali, great traditional events. All the text that we have, I would like you to apply the same strategies. Okay, and I'll meet you on the writing center so that we can do the writing part. I'll schedule, a time, and I can always share it with you on the WhatsApp group. So we will have writing in the writing center. It can be perhaps, what is today? Today is Tuesday. No, today is Wednesday. You can have it perhaps on Saturday, or you can have it on Saturday. We can meet in the writing center. I'll tell you when, and we can also meet in the writing center on Sunday because I have my time on Sunday too. So instead of having one writing center meeting, we can have two. Okay, Gama? So until then, I would like you, let me finish. Until then, I would like you to read all the texts that we have and you try to apply the strategies that we have learned together today. Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have a writing center today at 6?
Today? What?
Yeah, today.
No, we don't have a writing center event.
Okay.
There is an event at, I think you guys have received a message. It's an activity that they are having. I think they sent you the link, the Teams link. I would like you to go and check and see. I was told that there are games that you can play, and it's very interesting. I would like you to go. It's I think at 6. Okay, so this is different from what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about would be the fact that we're going to meet. Please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Can you mute your mic, please?
Dr. Samih.
Yes.
Doctor?
Yes.
Doctor?
Yes. I have been saying yes for the past half hour. Yeah, Ibrahim. Okay.
Sorry, I have something to do right now.
طيب احنا we're all leaving. Like I said, I'll meet you in the writing center. Thank you so much for coming and I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Excuse me.
Bye-bye.
Doctor.